Good morning, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS. Wow, the last couple of days has been a whirlwind on my channel. I am getting a lot of new subscribers, but man, you vegans are out of control. Yous really are. The vitriol that's been coming out of their mouth directed to me for simply showing a study from a person with credentials versus somebody from YouTube, that's really pissing them off. I think a lot of you vegans got some anger issues, and you need to check your ideals before you open your mouth. And I'm sorry if you show me a study and I find clauses in it that says it might possibly affect this. That's not a study, that's an assumption. Every study that I got up on mine has an abstract that gives you a conclusive data feed. And that's it. I get articles from MPHs, Masters in Public Health, scientists, not people like Dr. Greger, who hasn't done his internship or done a residency. And I was really shocked to see some of their statements that they made on my channel. And they were even like vaguely threatening me. Why don't you put your face on your videos and use your real name on the icon? You moron. Look in the corner over here. That's me. And if you're going to threaten me, let me just tell you something. I'm not a person to call the cops because I don't need to, all right? And if something happens that where I have to defend myself, let's just put it this way. The police are familiar with me. They ain't going to do nothing to me. They're just going to pick up your body and take a statement from me, even in New York. Because a lot of you people don't understand what I do for a living. You have no clue. And what I'm trying to tell people, this is my message, all right? I am not. Stop calling me anti-vegan and trying to denote that I harbor some kind of hate toward vegans. I am anti-vegan fraud. If somebody's giving you bad advice and it makes you sick, as that's the result, I talked to dozens of people, dozens. All these people that are you call anti-vegans have gotten sick because your diet information is misguided. It's basically misinformation. Then you're talking ethics. You're talking ethics. Well, we don't want to kill the animals. Well, you're giving people a choice. A malnutrition diet that excludes meat, where you have to eat 60 supplements and you have to go out and buy them and figure out which ones you're missing and which ones you're not. That's not a healthy diet. If you have to take supplements, that means your diet is lacking certain nutrition. So it's not a good diet. And you think people want to take the risk of their health versus that of an animal? Let me tell you something about an animal. You know, there is no abortion clinics in the jungle, all right? A lioness has got to feed her cubs. It's either she goes and kills something to feed them, or they die and she dies. And that's what it is. You cannot live on this diet alone. You have to take supplements. And what you're doing is basically condemning people who don't live in an organized, civilized society. I wouldn't say it's a more sparse society where people are few and far in between. They don't have too many cities. They're a farming-based community. There still exists out there. Maybe 90% of the population that exist are poor, and that chicken you see running around their yard provides their breakfast and dinner. And then you're going to tell them, no, you can't eat that no more, even though you live in the sub-Sahara and you can't even raise one blade of grass there, and much less get supplements. So the whole concept of veganism, and I'll say it again, it's a white privilege diet. All right? You're telling people to eat a diet where they have a Whole Foods a block away, and down the block they have a GNC. That's here in this country and maybe in Europe. Well, what about the fucking rest of the world? There's no thought put into this vegan diet. What you have is they promoted this diet and a bunch of quacks jumped in to exploit it and exploit the people that they can get to believe in it. And you look at the health of some of these vegans, and it's going downhill. You could see it in their face. Plus the testimony of, well, I tried veganism and I got sick as a dog, and now I had to spend $20,000 to help recover from veganism. So versus one vegan that could do the diet, there's 3 that can't. What's that tell you? If one out of 4 either can afford to do it and the other 3 can't afford to do it, right? That's what it tells me. It's simple logic. Or there's a flaw in the diet, that it doesn't work. Even if you take supplements, the diet is lacking in too many unknown variables that it could be any cause. And there's no case studies to even prove what's lacking or not lacking in the vegan diet. And every time science keeps looking at it, now you're missing carnosine, you're missing creatine, you're missing carnitine. Don't get them mixed up. Carnitine and carnosine are 2 different things. Acylic acid diathesis has been around for over 170 years. It's a sickness derived from eating plants high in oxalate. It kills thousands of heads of cattle and livestock every year. It exists. And you're telling people to eat the highest oxalate diet known to man. And all of those videos, before you start running your mouth, vegans, all of those videos are on my channel with documented proof from the Journal of Toxicity that comes out every year. There's pages right there. You can read them on my videos. Go look for them. Don't be lazy. I did the work already. How much work do you want me to do? Doxalosis and toxology and hypoxaluria. It's all there in all my videos. All you have to do is watch them and make a choice. Stop calling people who eat meat Nazis, all right? They're not out killing Jewish children in the busload like you tried to anthropomorphize that they are. You know, anthropomorphism, it's a mental illness, and it can get you killed. Now, if you want an example of that, Timothy Treadwell. And on that note, I'm out of here. Take the information for what it is. You don't like the channel, move on. Don't put any of your bullshit studies that says it might possibly be linked. That's not a study. That's an opinion. Or an editorial at most. Do not put studies on here that have to do with epidemiology. That's not a medical study. It's not scientific. It's a study based on statistics that you get from asking people questions. It'd be the same thing of Spectrum asking you how your service is. Doesn't make no. It has nothing to do with science. It has to do with sales epidemiology. Maybe unfamiliar with my background. I've been offered twice tenure to teach at St. John's University, but the political environment there is toxic. It's as toxic as the vegan diet, and I want to put myself in an atmosphere where I'm there to teach people the wrong thing. And on that note, I'm out of here. Good luck to you all. You vegans, you can make all the comments you want. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer them. If they're stupid, I'm just going to delete them. And I'm just going to block you. Isn't the internet great? You know, YouTube with all the censoring works both ways. Now on that note, I'm out of here.